Is going on, everybody? Guess I just want to keep messing up today. Hope you're having yourselves a great weekend. Thank you for tuning into another edition of On the Road to Victory. And my God, have I had quite the weekend. I am going to be real with you. I'm going to go ahead and need the Eagles to get that W tomorrow. I know that there's some major news here in case you somehow missed it. Jalen Hurts is out, but I do not care. You still need to be able to go out there and pound on these Jets. And you do that by running that ball. So I know that this is not the quarterback with the dual threat capability that can also run the ball, but it will be Gardner Minshew, who, hey, man, he can make things happen with his arms, his legs. He can do it all. But I'll be real with you. This is not because Jalen Hurts is getting benched here, which you've seen the narratives already. You know that sports media radio is getting rearing and gearing to go if he has a good game, because throughout, not only will we have to deal with him having a good game, but we have a bye week, so it's going to be multiple weeks of we're benching Jalen Hurts because he beat the Jets, and this, dear God help us all. But other than that, we also know that Boston Scott is still questionable with that illness, so we didn't bring up Jason Huntley, so I'm guessing that Scott is ready to go, but he really is a game time decision, they said. So we could be down some running backs because we know Jordan Howard is out for this game. So we'll be running with Miles Sanders and Kenny Gainwell for sure. We're going to need to run the ball a lot. So it's going to be very intriguing to see the game plan here. Gardner Minshew has gotten most of the first team reps this whole week. So we talked about this the other day. If his ankle's still sore, there's no reason to try to ruin this kid. He's been running his ass off. So you give him this week off. He's got the bye week, so he gets 2 weeks of rest. And then he puts on a show for those last 4 games, and we'll see what happens in the offseason, but going to be very intriguing. Now, the Eagles did elevate Jared Maiden again this week. Talked about, a possibility, as he was someone that had that first tackle of the game last week, helped out on special teams because, well, Sean Bradley's going to be playing a little more defense, even though he has been phenomenal on special teams. We need him with Davian Taylor on the IR. So Jared Maiden, once again, brought up to the active roster. So those were the moves that were made today. And then the Jets also made some moves. They released their kicker, Matt Amendola. We talked about that having some struggles because they did protect this week one of their kickers on their practice squad. Well, he was just signed to the active roster. So we will now be seeing Alex Kessman as their kicker. So once again, we talk about this average special teams unit, not really worried about it. So they're obviously going through some things. So we'll see what they do there. But they also elevated 3 guys from the practice squad. So they're not actually being signed to the roster where he is. These guys will just be on the roster for this game. You got Ronnie Blair at defensive end. Austin Walter, again, we talked about him. He got snaps last week at running back, so probably going to again this week. And then Dan Brown brought in a tight end because of all the injuries to their tight end position. So Trevon Wesco being the guy that's doubtful tomorrow, but probably not going to play. So questionable is Corey Davis. That's their big one tomorrow. But they've got a list of guys. A lot of these guys had full practices, but, still questionable. So we'll keep our eyes on them. But Jonathan Franklin Myers will probably play. Olaronsu Fatukasi was elevated as well. So these guys are all upgrading, getting better throughout the week. Quincy Williams, Morgan Moses, all starters. So we'll see. Fatukasi would have to be a starter because it's Sheldon Rankins who is doubtful here. So we'll see. These guys are definitely banged up, but looks like they'll be without Sheldon Rankins and without Weska, who I just mentioned there. So dealing with some injuries themselves, but regardless, this is a below average team. And the Eagles right now are, a little below average themselves. We're a team that at any time can compete with anyone if we're running that ball. Nick Sirianni is opening up the playbook. And look, let's be real here. This is a very young team. So when I say they can compete with anyone, I don't mean like we're Super Bowl bound better than anyone. It's just when this team's going, man, it's a really exciting offense. This defense needs a lot of work. We talk about all damn offseason that we're going to see a lot of growing pains because we have a lot of holes on defense. This offense needs growth, development. So we're going through those things right now. And let's see how we develop this week without our starting quarterback. So let's get into it. This game tomorrow, very, very, very important to a lot of these guys, I think, to build that confidence. I don't care if Hurts is not there. A lot of these young guys really looking to see if they're part of this future. So we'll see how tomorrow goes. But let's get into it. The top 10 matchups to watch. The Eagles versus the Jets tomorrow. And, no specific order. We just go from Eagles offense, the Eagles defense, 5 matchups apiece. Let's get into it. This Eagles offense right now. Look, we're first in rushing. That's what you need to continue to do. 30th in passing. And look, that's a skewed number because we dominate, but we're not that great in the passing game right now. Gardner Minshew, he may go out here and this defense may surprise us. He may have to throw the ball more. We'll see. Maybe we get these young receivers going. That was part of the plan this week. I really wanted to see these receivers get some kind of rapport with Jalen Hurts, but obviously he's not playing. 18th in total yardage, and right now we are tied for 12th in points. Got to put up those points, baby. One thing I love to see is we're not turning the ball over, not giving up sacks. So doing well in that department. We need to stop shooting ourselves in the foot with stupid penalties, but we haven't been doing the turnovers, the sacks. Keep doing that. Protect Gardner Minshew, and let's go dominate this game. The defense we're going against is not a very good defense. 27th against the run, 29th against the pass, 31st in total yardage allowed, and 32nd, dead last in points allowed. 30-plus points allowed per game. My God, this team should be able to put up 25, 30 points with Gardner Minshew still at the helm. I don't care. You got Miles Sanders. You got Kenny Gainwell. Hopefully Boston Scott. Devontae Smith. Let's get Dallas Goedert. All these guys. Yes, let's go. This defense is not something that I'm afraid of. They're just really, they don't get much turnovers, not doing too much in the sack department. They do have some playmakers, but let's get into it. Number one, Gardner Minshew. We know that he is starting now, getting his 21st start of his career. Going to go out against this Jets defense where we see the numbers, and we talk about taking numbers with a grain of salt, but they have, some decent young talent. The Williams brothers out there. I think, we've talked about this throughout the week that any team can surprise you any given Sunday. We found that out last week. We were the better team apparently, but yeah, we got shellacked. So don't sleep on anyone. And now that you're missing your top quarterback, he's going to have, a defense where if you're going to face anybody, I'd probably prefer the Jets right now. So Gardner Minshew, go out, man, put it on a show, and maybe you can get yourself some trade value for next year. Somebody pick you up, or maybe we just keep you for a backup. That'd be great. Well, let's keep this moving on to that offensive line that we know is also important. Now, they've got some guys on there that we've talked about. Quinnen Williams is one of the underrated young men in this league that is a force to be reckoned with, but they'll be missing Sheldon Rankins there. And I think that our interior line has just been phenomenal. Now, Jack Driscoll was placed on IR, so we're going to have Nate Erbig in there. So it's going to be intriguing, both down guys right in the middle there. But on the edges, they're hurting there too. And I really think that with Franklin Myers, he is one of the most underrated edge rushers. That's going to be a fun matchup to watch. Same goes for Shaq Lawson. That they signed Carl Lawson this year. He was hurt. They've got some injuries there, but I think Mailata and Johnson should be able to hold down the fort and allow Minshew to do some things that he needs to when it becomes the time. But other than that, you just keep pounding that rock with this offensive line. They are dominant, probably the best offensive line in my mind when healthy. But hey, just keep patchwork, whatever you got to do, and let's go offensive line. And we talk about allowing that run game to get going. They've got, some good linebackers, Quincy Williams and CJ Mosley there. I think that, CJ Mosley, when healthy, is a very, very good linebacker, but obviously he just doesn't stay healthy much. Now, if this dude, if he gets an opportunity, he will make some plays. He will get some turnovers. So I am definitely going to keep my eyes on him, the middle linebacker in this game. But I still don't care. You need to be able to pound that rock. What was it? 157.9 yards per game we have. Great. Run for over 250. You run that damn ball with Sanders, Gainwell, Scott, whoever the hell you got to use. I don't care. Let's go. And I talk about it. Look, the wide receivers, they still need to get things going. And hey, maybe things look a little bit differently with Gardner Minshew at the helm. Maybe he wants to get out there and, throw a little bit here. And Devontae Smith, he definitely, I think Bryce Hall is a pretty good young corner, but regardless, Devontae Smith will work that ass. Guidry on Reagor. You got Carter the second, taking anybody who's in the slot. And I think, Watkins and Reagor, they have obviously had opportunities, drop balls, and it would be great to see them in a game where I wanted Hurts to be there. I wanted him, and people could call it padding stats or whatever it is, but I want to see them build confidence. So still a big game for these young receivers. So it's the perfect secondary to do some work. So let's see if they do it. Same goes for these tight ends, man. I'm getting sick and tired of talking about the 13 personnel. I need to see it. I need to see Goddard Stoll and Jackson. And look, I get it. We're not even getting the ball to Goddard. So what the hell? But get that 13 personnel out there. Get that defense guessing. What the hell are they bringing at me? Because you can either pound that rock on you, or all three of those tight ends can block and catch. They can do all kinds of things. I think this would be a perfect game to test that out. I think it would really work for Gardner Minshew. I think you could really get that play action game going. I would love to see some 13 personnel here. And look, Elijah Riley pissed off that they stole him off of our practice squad. Joe Douglas is always watching. And then they got Ashton Davis there. Riley playing some free safety, actually more than he is strong safety over there for him, getting a little bit of time at the nickel as well. So they are using the hell out of Elijah Riley, and this will be his third game. He'll get his third start there. So damn it. But I think that these tight ends can do some work there. So let's show him how much he's going to miss. But hey, he grew up a big Darrelle Revis fan. He was a Jets fan. So he gets to play for his hometown team. That's good for you. But I'm pissed because I wanted him to be here. I liked Elijah Riley. I like Marcus Epps too. And our safeties are getting older. So yeah, that sucks when you see them get picked off of your practice squad. Don't like to see it, ladies and gentlemen, but get those tight ends the ball, get the receivers, but just run the ball. You know how I feel about that, ladies and gentlemen. You just run that damn ball. Yeah, Sean, I'll be real with you. Reagor, man, he had a real opportunity last week if he catches those balls to get people off his back. But now he has made it 50 times worse. So, man, I can't sit here and say anything for him. He's got to show it on the field. I understand he's still young and there's a lot of things, but it's like, dude, dropping the ball where you are and interacting with the fans. It's just like, dude, don't even like, if you're having a problem with people, social media, you can't ignore them, whatever. I'm not trying to tell someone what to do. And I don't agree with people like attacking them personally. We can talk football all day and we can bash them when they're not good, but there's a way to go about it, man. People tagging people, you suck, I hate you. Like, come on, dude. Like, it's just real childish to me. I would like the Eagles players to be good. So I want him to get better. So it's not a wasted first round pick. Like, I get it that Justin Jefferson was, I do. And I love Justin Jefferson. Go back to the tapes, but I love Jalen Reagor too. I just thought we could have traded back, still got him and got bit, but it is what it is. I can't blame him for that, right? You talk about Howie in that situation. And look, Jalen Reagor has not lived up to any kind of expectation. So I can't sit here and defend him, but I can say that I'm hopeful that he gets up to speed with whatever the hell he needs to. And I hope that he gets his mentals right, man, because I know how important that is. And you guys know we talk about that every day, but it's just, it's the NFL and people don't care. You know what I mean? So it's sad. It's like, if you don't pick it up, and look, next year for me, that's it. You guys know me that have been following since day one. We talk about year 3 is the most important for receivers. And a lot of times at, every position, it doesn't matter. Everybody's different. Some people take longer to develop, especially with where you went to school, what kind of player you were in college, how you were used, how you're going to be used now. It's all crazy, man. It's all crazy. But I think for, a lot of these guys, we just need to get on the same page. And it's a lot of youth, man, and a lot of young coaches. So it's just so much chaos. And then people are like, oh, I want to point a finger. And it's like, look, Reagor, I think in year 3, if he doesn't show out, you got to get rid of him. But I'm still giving him that year. You used a first round pick. I'm not cutting him. I'm not trading him. And he doesn't cost anything right now. People don't understand that. It's like, you just figure out if he's worth it or not, and then you don't re-sign his ass, So I think for me, I'm hopeful. I thought Devontae Smith being here would help him out, but we are more of a ground and pound team right now. So we're going to see what it looks like with a quarterback that actually throws the ball more. I'm very intrigued to see if Reagor can have a great game. So I'm with you, Sean Shank. Appreciate you taking the time tonight. I appreciate all you guys taking the time. Any questions, comments you have, please feel free. We just went through the offense, top 5 matchups. Now we're going to go through the last 5, and we're talking about that defense. So let's look at this Jets offense. 29th in rushing. They're passing all the time because they suck. So 11th in passing, 21st total yardage, and tied for 27th in points per game. Not great, ladies and gentlemen. Giving up 2.8 sacks allowed per game. Oh, my Lord. Throwing the most interceptions per game, tied for 12th in fumbles lost, and turning the ball over the most, 2.2 turnovers per game. My God, it's time for this defense to get some effing sacks. Keep getting those turnovers. Let's get some defensive turnovers, and I will be excited because, well, we haven't been doing much of anything. Now, we're middle of the pack. We're improving in the pass game. We're improving against the run. We were 25th. Then we were like 22nd. Then 20th. We're 16th now. We got to keep improving there. 11th total yardage, 15th total points. That's not bad for a defense that has really had some struggles, and we've faced some really good offenses. So I'm going, we talk about taking everything with a grain of salt, but we know this defense has had its struggles. We have not been able to get to the quarterback. We are 30th in the league, 1.6 sacks per game. I don't like that at all. Tied for 20th in interceptions, 27th. I mean, tied for 24th in turnovers per game. I just don't like it at all. We need to start making plays. And, well, ladies and gentlemen, the New York Jets are the perfect team to do that against. And, well, so were the Giants. And, we also talked about how the Saints were missing their tackles and the Broncos were missing their tackles. No, this is the game. Yeah, well, this is the game. We're going to get some sacks here. And we didn't. So please, defense, Jonathan Gannon, whoever the hell needs to hear this, go beat Zach Wilson's ass. Get some sacks, get turnovers. I want to see interceptions, pick six. I want to see it all. Please, for the love of God. Let's get into it. Zach Wilson versus this Eagles defense. Coming back from an injury, using whatever excuse this little QAnon weirdo wants to. Don't care. Put him on his ass. It's time for Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrave, Milton Williams to destroy in the middle. And then I want to see Josh Sweat. I want to see Derek Barnett, Jannard Avery. Time to get those outside rushers some damn sacks. I can't take it. I can't. And this is the perfect team to do it against. And I mean, we've said that so many weeks ago. It feels like deja vu saying it. So please, I'm not going to harp on it. Just crush Zach Wilson. And this offensive line, we talk about it. I'm going to be real with you. George Fant doesn't scare me. Morgan Moses didn't scare me in Washington. Doesn't scare me now. Connor McGovern didn't scare me in Dallas. Does not scare me now. I do like Elijah Vera-Tucker, their rookie. But don't care. Fletcher Cox, put him on his damn ass. Get to Zach Wilson. Dominate. I think this is a game where it's time for this defensive line to feel great going into the bye, finally padding those stats like they wanted. Everybody needs to see stats. They're dominating. If you look at the pass rush win rate percentage for a lot of these guys, Javon Hargrave, Fletcher Cox, Jannard Avery, even, these guys are winning. Josh Sweat. But it's just how they're being used. And I think teams know how to go at us. We're just really trying to find our feet here when it comes to the entire team. So it's time for this defensive line to go after. I mean, it's deja vu. It really is, ladies and gentlemen. Another team that you should. Let's see if they do. Now, we take away their run game. They ain't got much of one. We talk about Michael Carter being on the IR. Got Tevin Coleman and Ty Johnson. Barely even used him last week. We talked about Walter being brought up. Well, he was today. So they might use a little bit more Austin Walter against us. Regardless, Davian Taylor out. Alex Singleton has filled in great the last 2 weeks. TJ Edwards has been phenomenal since he's been starting. Keep it up. I think we can make them one-dimensional. Zach Wilson. And look, Zach Wilson is a decent quarterback. I mean, he could definitely dink and dunk all over our ass. We are a bend, don't break kind of, defense. But with the kind of receivers they have, we take away that run game, they can dump it off to those running backs we talked about, and Tevin Coleman and Ty Johnson. But these receivers they have, man, a lot of slot guys, Elijah Moore, Jamison Crowder. Now, Moore can play outside, and so can Crowder a little, but they all really do well in the slot. Braxton Berrios probably going to have to be used, as well as Denzel Mims, because does not look like Corey Davis could play, but he was upgraded to questionable, not doubtful anymore, so maybe he does. But either way, Slay, Nelson, Maddox should be able to continue to dominate, and I think, man, this secondary, if we could get a pass rush going, they would look even better. It's not fair to them. A lot of people take stats and they don't understand. You got to take all that with a grain of salt. You really got to put into context why those numbers look like that. What was the game like? Was it garbage time? Were they playing this team, that team? You know what I mean? Damn. Sorry, I'm having a rough day, dude. I'll be real with you. But this secondary really should shine this week, so I'm excited about it. And if the receivers can't get going, sometimes these random ass tight ends get us. Foster Moreau, Ryan Griffin here. I'm not afraid of Ryan Griffin. I do not care. I think that these safeties have done well, and we play a lot of zone. I say this every damn week, every video, just because, there's those people. Oh, well, look, I know it's not just these people are the only ones covering them. I'm just giving it for the matchup's sake, and that's what we're talking about. But these guys are banged up at tight end. We talk about Wesco being out. Tyler Croft is on the IR. Kenny Yeboah never used. I think he's still banged up. So we talk about them activating, I think it was, Dan Martin or something from the practice squad. So Dan Brown, actually, I think it was. So good for them. But this tight end, Ryan Griffin, I'm not afraid of him. But just because I said that, that's a matchup I'm going to watch out for because, well, that's just how our season's been and how it's going to be. Still a young team. I'm going to keep that in focus every single week. And I know a lot of people get upset with me, but it's like, dude, I'm just trying to save you the grief. We can get super excited when the team wins. I love that. That's what it's all about being a fan. I want to be excited when we win. But when we lose, I'm not going to lose my mind on a team that isn't Super Bowl bound right now. Now, by next year, do I think we could be? You're damn right I do. I think we build around Jalen Hurts. I think with those 10 draft picks, that cap space we have, I bring it up almost every day, ladies and gentlemen. You see people finally talking about it. They're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and it's there. We just need to build on the things, the foundation this year. Who is going to stick around? Who's going to be part of this starting unit? Who's going to be depth for the future? Where do we really need to draft? And I know we want to go best player available, but we got a lot of holes. So what are the most important holes to fill? We're going to have a lot to talk about this offseason. I'm really excited about this offseason. I'm actually pretty excited for this next week. I'm going to be real with you. Trying to come up with some shows because I'm like, holy shit, we have a bye week. We have a bye week. So I'm not going to do a show every day. I'm going to give myself a little bye week as well. But definitely want to do some shows. We're going to talk about a lot of the free agents that are out there next year. A lot of the things that we want to see in the draft, stuff like that. So just a little preview. And you guys know I always wait till the end of the season. We're always going to do what's going on right now. I mean, we talk about everything, you know that, but I'm not going to make graphics and all that kind of crazy stuff and go in detail, but we'll do that during the bye week. We'll have a little bit of fun, talk about the future of this team and why I'm so excited and some of the things that could happen that would maybe get you excited. So that was it, ladies and gentlemen. Your top 10 matchups to watch tomorrow with the Philadelphia Eagles at the New York Jets, the Week 13 showdown. But I appreciate you guys taking the time, and ladies and everybody else out there taking the time on this beautiful Saturday night. But I'm going to get rolling out after 10:30. It has been one hell of a weekend so far. Oh, my God. I can't even begin to tell you. But I hope you guys are all having a great weekend, staying safe out there. Let me know how you feel about this top 10. What is your favorite matchup to watch out for? What are you maybe a little afraid of? Which matchups do you think could hurt us? Let me know how you feel below. If you're watching this later, love to talk some birds with you. Appreciate you guys taking the time, though. Have yourself a safe and enjoyable weekend. Let's get this damn win tomorrow against the Jets. You know I'll be back tomorrow morning. I'll probably do it more in the afternoon, though. I like doing that now once we get the inactive. So probably about an hour before the game, we will be doing the pregame show. Then we will have the halftime and postgame as always. So I hope to see you then. We'll be talking some birds. But if you need anything before then, you guys want to talk about anything before then, please feel free to reach out to me, and I will always get back to you whenever I see it. So thank you for taking the time tonight. Stay safe out there, everyone. And as always, go Birds!